gaming bets. Online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quest for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We heard your cries for caster start, and we decided to oblige. Also, the match might have been ready, but you can take it whichever way you like. Vega Squadron versus Tengri. Map 1 was sensational. A comeback to beat most comebacks. Vega Squadron now go on to the second map, picked by Tengri. Scorony, take away this pistol.
Sure thing, Tom. We've got the opener coming in from Ramzik. He is able to catch JR at the bottom of connector. So now we see the T-side bomb included, just gearing up through connector, trying to keep their eyes at bathroom. But meanwhile, leaving that anchor with utility in the form of Sonic over towards Monsters. So he pops flashes, the players in. They're going to get themselves a bit more map control. And from here, they could smoke off Heaven. They could smoke off Graffiti Wall. They've got options, but they've also got a flank coming in behind them. That's Mir about to pounce. 2 players to his left, but he's yet to check it. Now he sees it, bomb included, but Pachanga keeps his head on a swivel and is able to find it. So now they know that Vega Squadron have all the information in the world. They predict that the B site's stacked, and they're going to head that bomb towards A instead. And we see Vega trying to scramble back in time to stop it. So Tengri just double down and head right back into B.
He hit defend. He'll manage to get one, delay them for at least a second, but that is all. Chopper has got an awful lot of work to do if they're going to take this pistol, and it doesn't look likely. He has the kit. Cassandra finally gets in to support him. They're just missing shots left, right, and center. He's the only one left, and he will fall as well. Massive impact frags there, and I have to say, when you shouted Pachanga like that, I felt like it sounded like somebody going like kapow, or like when you see like the big like animated text, because that was just such an impactful kill. That could have changed the round completely. The bomb would have been dropped. They may have even lost both players. Instead, his intuition gives him choice to look back, find the kill. Tengri take the lead.
Not just impactful because he actually gets it, but had they lost that situation, right? Bombs drop, both players towards Monster down. All 3 players for Tengri are still over towards short, and Vega had stacked B. So they could have just flooded players through Monster, controlled the bomb, and completely won that round. It was crucial for Pachanga to turn back around like that. And it's just, as you said, intuition. They know that they've been sitting there stagnant for a bit too long. So he does just keep his head up and about, and it catches an important frag. So the double AK triple ump is what Tengri are going to try to use to convert this point. We saw them convert all of their pistol wins on the cash map, and honestly, this is now the 3rd pistol they've been able to win. 3 for 3 thus far today, or at least here versus Vega. So Tengri just going to continue to shuffle their way through the A site, taking map control and not wanting to sustain any losses.
Quite a bit of a force coming in for this CT side, although Chopper not going to opt for any armor. Actually, Cassandra's going to be the first to get a kill. He's dropped the bomb as well. It's not going to be too difficult to retrieve, although SNK has to be careful. He's got an AK, so pushing back in here is foolish. And will, in fact, go down once again. Luckily, his teammates are there to trade, but still the advantage, at least in personnel, is taken for this CT side. A peek out from Mir is not going to work. Uti looking for more around the edge of this smoke, missing shots, but eventually connects, but they've rotated. But there's more players here, in fact, as the bomb looks to go down. Chopper in a decent position. He's a marvel with this dig and will find the kill as well. Only Ramzik left alive, trying to clutch this one out. He'll get himself the first, looking for the second. JR doesn't have anything to play with and hits a lovely one tap, but it's the trade. Hootie will ruin your statistic of conversion rounds, as they will take the second.
I can't help but feel like I kind of jinxed that one, Tom. Mention it, And it falls to pieces. Vega with a nice little force buy there. I mean, I like the fact that they actually go for their duels inside of short. They get those opening kills towards connector, and that they see that the bomb is there. And as opposed to trying to force the fight with the player coming in from Monster for Tengri, they actually just fall all of their players back into the B bomb site and then reshuffle their defense up towards A. It's on the A site that Chopper is able to get at least one Deeg frag, and then the last two players coming up are able to overwhelm the clutch. So they ruin it. Tengri going to stay at 1, not invest into this one all too heavily. Just a few Tech 9s, P250s, and a dirty Deeg. Smoke grenade and an opening pick for Tengri, but it's JR on the sidearm already swapping frags back. Aggression from Tengri as they've left the bomb towards spawn, and Vega, having clashed early on, are going to fall back into the sites themselves. But Ramzik rounds the corner, and he gets spotted. Not that it's going to stop him. The scout does not pay off, but the Tech 9 does.
Clearly we found out which is better at range, although Ramzik will be able to pick it up. No armor behind him, so aim punch is going to be a problem. Be able to fall back, and again from the same spot, this time with the scout, showing he can at least do it with both. Maybe they won't need to invest into this round to just break the economy of the CT side, but Mir, again, he's been here to save them in so many situations, looking to do it once more, but it's not the case. SNK with the saved or picked up UMP. Hootie. All alone. 1 versus 3.
He's being afforded a lot of site control right now. Picks up the incendiary, could block off long A and try to force the fights in bathroom. SNK to the side of the bathroom. First man up is Pachanga, and he will take him down. So Tengri able to convert on a force buy of their own. Just pistols, Tom. Just pistols.
Ramzik is disgusting. Like, actually disgusting. It makes me feel a little bit sick just seeing some of the kills he's able to pull off. That fadeaway Tech 9 tap onto JR was filthy enough, but then to go and retrieve his weapon and almost a sort of, I'll show you how it's done pickup. He just takes the head clean off another opponent, and very impressive. The force buy for the CTs is in. They don't want to give up this early economic battle. Tengri's buy has only improved from the previous time they attempted it. See if there's going to be the same sort of outcome.
Very forward positions here from Vega Squadron. We got 2 guys inside of short, 2 in the bathrooms, and then Kashander just trying to lock down connector itself. This spot from Mir is actually quite interesting. He's got his knife in hand, just kind of hanging out, attached to the wall, Spider-Man style. Meanwhile, Tengri just going to slowly creep their way out long A. So I like this, asserting the rifle dominance, keeping a distance, and not looking to lose anyone just as of yet. But JR is still up close with this ump, and he's got Chopper by his side, so they could try to trade frag over towards long where the bomb has now crossed, but I believe it's been spotted. They make contact, and they do start to shuffle their way towards the site. We're going to see Hootie join forces as he rotates up from B. Tengri in entirety, barring Pachanga, all trying to get to the A site, but Pachanga's down, and that's his M4 drop. Still the T side on the site, but Ramsey's found 1. Hootie takes 2, and Fitch is going to be able to trade yet again. So it's a lit SNK and Fitch on the site with the bomb plant to follow suit. Vega Squadron 3v2 on the retake.
Cassandra pushes in alone. No chance for a trade in this situation. Chopper gonna go pushing, will get 1. And now it's all onto Fitch. Again, been in these positions before, looking to try and complete it again. Mir unable to connect at the moment, will go chasing, and it's Fitch to win the duel. 8 HP is all he needs to survive, and Tengri, although it came very, very close, they will be able to convert. Question is now, Vega gonna go again, and they are. They're gonna continue this buy. They know how much damage they've done. They know they've made it costly. Problem is, I don't think Tengri are expecting this. Now, they still have 4 rifles. That has to be said. That's a big, big thing into this round. But they do have a Mac 10 on SNK.
Little burst of energy over towards Fountain. Grenades every which way and a smoke to follow suit. So JR gets away with 1 point of health. Dancing with death is he. As Hootie loses 15 HP over towards Monster. So again, nice little frag plays here from Tengri, just trying to soften up their targets before they take them down. Ramzik over towards Long. Not much of an environmentalist. Peppers the tree, tries to find a wallbang, but there's nobody there. Not as of yet. It was JR at afar with that scout. Mir again in this corner, really wants to make it work, but no one's presented themselves just as of yet as Tengri focus on A.
Waiting in the connector. He's got a lot of players close by, and it's the MAC-10 of SNK sneaking up behind him. Easy kill for him. A little bit of money made, and maybe they won't even need the extra rifle. He's just going to be making money across that board. The T's, after finding that pick and connector, know that the rotation can't come in from behind as Pachanga's already down, and now Wall Chopper, you're going to need to do something marvelous if you're going to hold on to this round. He does have support from Mir, and now he's alone. Finds the burst, but the trade is instant. In fact, he doesn't find it. Sonic's taken down by SNK and the MAC-10. MAC-10 a little bit too powerful in this round.
You buy 4 AKs, and it's the MAC-10 that finds the 4K. Despite the buy from Vega Squadron as well.
Kills his teammate too.
That's true. You have a point. 5 kills. That counts. So now it should be the 5-1 score. Vega Squadron going to have nothing to contest in this one, barring a P250 on Chopper. It is, of course, the 5 AKs from Tengri. They look to clash over towards Fountain yet once more, and this is where Vega are actually just going to stack things up. So who knows? Maybe they take a couple of kills. At least they've got the numbers. But Tengri hold the angles already, and they're waiting for this.
Lines up a couple. Bitch and SNK. Finish things off. They get one at least for their troubles. Maybe an extra nade or something. But one thing about the amount of money that's been built up over this losing streak for Vega is the fact that they are able to get a full buy. It's not going to be one of the sort of mixed where you have the rifles but no utility, or you don't have the rifles and you have utility. They have pretty much everything. JR the only one really slipping back in terms of his nades, but he's on that trusty AWP. Looks like he's going to go for an aggressive peek into the connector as well.
3 players straight out the gates from Tengri over towards Monster, just not pushing through the tunnels, hanging on to them instead. A couple of nades here from Vega Squadron, frag and smoke, and now that they have that Monster presence, they're actually going to follow player off of bathrooms, so kind of bottling up on the sites themselves, but now really emphasizing JR towards long. So while they don't hold bathrooms, at least they have some kind of long control, at least information gain. It's very crucial as a CT on overpass to play forward on that A site. It's very easy to just kind of find comfort within the site itself. That can leave you at a loss. It's going to be nades aplenty into the B site, but frags for Vega. 3 consecutive kills, dropping the bomb in the open, leaving it just to SNK and Fitch. They are separated, and they are outnumbered, most certainly. 50 seconds left to play, but no bomb in their possession. They're just hoping that someone from Vega offers up their life. And it might be Hootie. Gets flashed, near rounds the corner, and that is where Fitch was waiting. It's now up to Mir to check this peak.
Chandra looking tempted. Peek around that corner. Fitch will find one, but it's very quickly traded out. Chopper not even going to allow SNK to have the same sort of luxury. He will take his head clean off. T-side, no problems with the money though. AWP will be dropped over to Mr. Ramzik himself, who's doing well again so far. Vega Squadron looking like they're having similar problems to what we saw over on Cash, although I'm not sure we can expect them to have such a dominating T-side themselves if they fall flat in the next few rounds.
I mean, it's once they get into the full buy that they're really able to hold players back. They use the grenades early on. They kind of curb the control that Tengri are allowed to take for free. And then, surprise, surprise, they put a round on the board. But JR's just going to get caught mid-rotation. Sonic comes barreling through the smoke, finds the opening frag, and forces Kashender slightly back. He does still have Chopper next to him, so 2 players from Vega Squadron, soon to be 3, as Mir rotates upwards, leaving Hootie alone on the B site. Alone with his smokes, and no presence from Tengri as they leave one man anchoring, that's Pachanga, over towards Monster, but he's not getting aggressive, he's just keeping eyes on. Hootie could keep going through short, but the door's closed, so no information gained as Sonic heads upwards towards the bomb. That's 4 players now for Tengri gearing towards the A site, the site which Vega stacks.
Whether or not they'll hold on to this stack for the next few rounds, or next few seconds, I suppose. See, they'll over-rotate when this push comes in, because it's likely that Pachanga is going to try and make a little bit of noise. Try and force them to rotate one, and that could be a complete difference. Or if he finds the frag, it could be even worse. But in the meantime, we're going to see this execution. Lovely flash out, gives Chopper long control. Completely isolating that portion of the A site. Push will come back in, he's able to peek back out and get a second. But in the meantime, we do lose that player over towards the site. Mir is alone, and he can't quite hold on. You think if they don't lose that player early on, the round could have been completely different. But the fact is they did. And it is starting to be reminiscent of that cash game.
Another hard reset. Exactly what they experienced in the middle of cash. You're absolutely right. This is a tough spot for Vega Squadron, but because of their trend to force buy, they're going to go all in yet again. It affords them the double M4, the UMP Scout Deeg, some utility, but very bare bones minimum. Tengri coming in hot and heavy, full buy on the cards. Lots of players split, and it's Fitch with the opener. So Mir's going to try to get aggressive as his teammates fall again. Straight out the gates, and it's a 5v3. This is exactly what Tengri wanted.
Side all but confined to this B side of the map. Pretty much an all-in gamble at the moment. Going to try and play this one together. A little bit of damage, in fact, done to the wall. Does they actually go to boost in this exact position? Risky. Doesn't work either. Through the wall, we'll see a little bit of damage done, but look at this from Pachanga, just straight out onto the site. Ramzik also waiting for any sort of rotation to come in, just going to make things very difficult. Doesn't spot one, but easy kill, and then the missed shot as well from Mir means that he'll be isolated. They know roughly where he is, although he has been a little bit sneaky, but around the corner, he'll be trapped. Bomb plant, sort of unnecessary as they keep every single player alive, kill off all of their opponents, and again, look impeccable on this T side.
It's like, I want to kind of start to write Vega Squadron off, at least here in the first 10 rounds, but after what we just watched, how can you? It's almost just like, okay, let's get the 11-4 out of the way so that they can make another comeback. Because it was their T side that really shined through. And I think that both Cash and Overpass are maps where you get those mid-round rotations. Overpass is a map where you can exploit that. So let's look forward to the second half if nothing comes of this. But it is just pistol arrows towards the fountain, dropping like flies every which way, as it is the 3v2 to the favor of Tengri. Still, they've got themselves those guns, but so does Mir. Almost had a chance, but that chance is ripped from his cold, clammy hands as he is dead with the rest of his team there on the fountain. Vega Squadron sit on 2, Tengri lead by 6, and now we've got the op in the hands of the offense.
I think with Overpass as well, it's another map that can sort of lead to, although like important mid-round calls, the initial strategies can actually be fairly basic, such as these sort of aggressive plays we've seen from them on Cash. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm hoping they at least give themselves a fighting chance with the amount of rounds. I don't expect them to get as many, surely, this time. Aggressive push out, but it's only one, and if anything, that benefits the T side. We're going to see a further push in, and again, it's just trades. Leave the T's with more presence over towards this B side of the map. Will be spotted out by Hootie, and actually, they're going to go rotating one player back just in case, going to go further aggressive. This could work out. Mir try and get this early flank. The problem is, with 2 players on the site, it will leave them in a 3 versus 2. It needs to be done. Nice shot from Hootie, gets himself the kill. Has support as well from Cassandra. The flank is running in from behind, but they need to buy enough time for it.
Hootie is just going to stay on the site itself, just balancing there on the rail. Still, the flank is coming, but Sonic is able to peek out to water, and Vega dropped them all. that round could have unfolded very differently, because when we're sitting in that 3 versus 3, we see Tengri geared up for the monster take, and that's where they ultimately go. But because they waited that just 10 seconds of time, Vega Squadron make the decision to fall back through short, put the 2 players on B, and allow for Mir to try and play that long flank. Had they all gone into connector, had they just stayed inside of short water, Tengri could have just come barreling through monsters, smoked off short, and then found the site for free. So that was a crucial rotation back into the site from Vega, allows for them to pick up the win, and a 3rd round now on the board. But can they find some more? Because they certainly need it here on their CT side. It's early damage and an early frag thanks to Hootie and Mir combining forces and damage to take that first man down. We have short control in the hands of Vega, but a bit of a contest coming in from Pachanga. He starts to round the corner as Mir retreats back, and the entirety of Vega just now turtling up on side the sites themselves.
The rest of the T players, I think they're waiting. The decision will pretty much come in on whether or not Pachanga is able to make something over towards this B site. The other option is that the remaining 3 try and hit A, and he just waits to try and stop players rotating in through the connector. But they've got to go for something a little bit audacious, as they're already a man down. Pachanga will be the man with style to push in, and already gets him that kill. Unfortunately, on the other side, things aren't working so well, but he gets the 2nd kill. Cassandra really needs to try and stop them getting back, and well, there's the kill that should deny them a round. Doesn't actually spot out Ramzik, however. Now the AWP for the team. See him do work all the way across the shop. The flashbang will hold him back a little bit, but he's just going to go running forward. Doesn't know there's a player that looks long and can't quite turn round quick enough. Not going to pick up the 2nd AWP, so clearly not part of Vega's game plan whatsoever. Finally, the money starting to dwindle for Tengri, but it will take one more round to send them back to pistols.
This is their chance. This is their chance to break the offense, to put not only 5 rounds on the board, but then maybe even more. Easily at that, again, because of the economy here for Tengri. So, finally, consecutive rounds from Vega. The first time we've seen that here on their CT side. And it's Ramzik posted up early, using the AWP, hoping for an angle, hoping to pluck a man early on. Meanwhile, Mir just gets across to the door, and while he deals so much damage, it's Fitch with the headshot. The SMG reigns supreme. Hootie gonna put some bullets through the smoke, hoping for something to happen, but he comes up empty-handed. So a 5v4 on the cards for Tengri, and now damage dealt. Hootie gets caught on the cross. Utility dwindling on both sides of the spectrum, so teams gonna have to slow things down, and that's exactly what we see. Very tense moment towards B, but it's Pachanga who gears things up, rounds the side of the corner, finds 1 and 2. JR and Kashander tasked with a 2 versus 5. Tengri have survived another round.
They are not in a position to be fighting here, and well, it will be the trade. Chandra at least picking up the AWP, meaning that only UMP is lost for now. That could even have played a big part in the next round, as the problems will really begin. SNK. Oh! He was tempted to go for the knife. Double AWP not going to be picked up, as they already have one over on Ramzik, and a 9th round now for the T side. Gearing up again for potentially an 11-4 half. Now, I wouldn't put it past Vega completely to be able to pull this back, but if anything, it's more whether or not Tengri will now have that composure to take things over the line. They've had trouble with pistols. Granted, they managed to win the 2nd round this time, but then lost the 3rd, so it didn't really play too much of a part in this match. 14-4, I don't think they can come back from that. I think they need a little more, and this time it's going to be aggression. Mir start things off. He only catches an SMG player, though, so not going to help him out a huge amount. It will give them the man advantage. The rest of the T's, at least, they're going to slow right down again.
I like this spot from Kashander, a bit of an off angle. Hopefully JR can come here and just grab some attention, allowing for that CZ to reign supreme. But Tengri playing ever so cautious. Again, man disadvantage, right? So they don't want to give up anything more. And it is going to be the corner clear from SNK. Spots JR at the same time, I think. Either way, Tengri just playing slow for the most part. SNK gets a little aggressive here, trying to clear out corners, finds JR, snubs him out, and continues on his path to the A site. SNK slows down for no one. And as he gets flashed in, he will drop down. Mac 10 is able to grab the frag. Near swaps back to the AK, though. The headshot from Sonic toppling him over. 35 seconds on the clock now as the bomb will be planted. CTs to the 2v3. And they're coming into the site. That's the sidearm with a headshot thanks to Chopper. Swapping again to the AK, but the after plant's strong from Tengri. One bathroom, one long. Chopper giving up his side is yet to peek it out. Ramzik with the headshot from afar. Hootie up close. Needs to take him down and then double back quickly. He's going to deal some damage. Try to jump round. Hits the headshot. Could swap to the op instead and go for that save, which is exactly what he'll do. Smart play. Tengri hitting double digits as Vega still sit on 4.
Kanga's presence alone is enough to just win this round for his team. It came a little bit closer than expected considering what was invested into this round, and unfortunately, although the AWP save, Vega were going for broke. They were trying everything they could to win it, get themselves a 9-6 instead. Well, they're going to have an AWP and a similar buy. May even have to settle for an 11-4 if things don't go their way. JR, I'm expecting something aggressive. It has to be something aggressive. He's got the only big boy weapon on his side. His weapon worth more than everybody else's on his team combined. He has to make something of it, and he is going to go for this connect peek. Previously, when he went for this, left a little bit too soon. A literal second between him and finding the early frag. But this time, there was nobody to be seen.
No kit for Vega, so the retake's made ever so difficult. Tengri again just going to assert themselves through long A, and Kashendra's only got this CZ, so he needs to hit some headshots or tuck tail, which he will do, falling back to the site. So while Tengri haven't gotten that opening frag already, at least they've convinced Vega Squadron to fall their defense back. The pistol's going to have to play inside the site as opposed to forward. And this gives map control to Tengri. Also a lot of information. If they had control of connector, then they would know that the B rotation could be open, but because they have nobody there, they're going to have to gamble with A. They have enough time to clear connector and head to B if they so choose. But right now, Pachanga has information that there's nobody at least through spawn. Is there a man on the staircase, though? SNK is about to find out.
AR actually has the AWP and an incendiary. Now, this could be interesting. He's actually going to Molotov off the monster, which, although from where the flash came, seems like the right decision, it may end up being the wrong one, as the majority of players are going to come pushing in towards short. A little bit of a fake going in over towards the other side of the map, but he's going to be alone. The AWP finds one. Chopper catching the rotator on the other side, and JR has gone absolutely massive. He dropped the bomb. He can't quite find the third kill. I don't even think there's going to be enough time to plant it. No, they're going to have to go for the kills, and JR has single-handedly won them the round. Massive stuff from the AWP of Vega. Gets them a 5th. One better than we saw last time, but now they have to go onto their T side and try and claw things back yet again.
Awesome play from JR. I mean, he dies ultimately, but those 2 frags are crucial. Stops the first man out, buys himself some time, rotates over towards water, and while the bomb carrier is distracted from his first shot, he's able to get that kill. And luckily, the bomb doesn't just fall on the site, it actually just gets kind of bounced into the open. So no retrieval allowed for Tengri. Almost thought that was going to be an 11-4 score again there, Tom. But 10-5, one better. Vega with enough of a half to at least give them a couple of gun rounds, and well, we saw on Cash what they can do. You cannot count them out. They're going to be coming into this pistol with the smoke flash frag on the Opper. JR well equipped with nades. The frag grenade goes out, tags Ramzik ever so slightly as Vegas start to pick up the pace and close the distance up. Ramzik's going to find the headshot to start off the pistol, but Chopper in short takes another, and it's Mir with a third as he finds Ramzik off of rotation. That is now Vega with a man advantage and map control across the board.
Problem being now there's only one player on this B site. Looking like we may see Sonic Rotate towards heaven at least. Nothing really spotted though, and because so much control was taken around Banana and Toilets, sort of unknown of where anything is at the moment, but I think you can see Fitch starting to clear points. Sonic already rotating, but already will lose the one man on the site. The guy who needed to buy them time. Sonic attempting something through the smoke. It's going to achieve absolutely nothing. Smart position from Hootie as well to finish off Fitch. And for the first time across this series, we see Vega get themselves a pistol round.
Now, can they convert it? That's the question, because they go straight into the AK buys. So the possibility of losses here is huge. It's going to leave them with still a lot of utility thanks to the double ump. They're going to have all the nades they could ask for, but it's going to be versus the Kevlar pistol scout buy here from Tengri. And we've seen Ramzik hit some sick shots with that scout, so never count him out. But Vega Squadron early on going to go for the short control. JR and Hootie just looking to get aggressive and take this portion of the map, but there's Pachanga with the CZ dropping the first. That's one of the umps down, utility lost. Kashander's able to trade thanks to his UMP, but look at the nades left on Vega. Triple smoke, one flash, that's it, that's all. They won't be able to clear Tengri from these corners.
Sonic almost gets taken down through the wood by a tap. I don't think Hootie could ever know that he's knocked him down to just 15 HP. There's two low players now for a lot of footsteps, giving away quite a bit of information, and because of that, I think the bomb is actually going to go rotating back towards this A site, which, if anything, may not be the right decision. We're seeing Sonic rotate. The scout of Ramzik, probably the deadliest factor in this round at the moment. He may be armorless. Man is just able to hit the head, but it seems one player pushing in, the one player making noise, baited them a little bit, although gonna fully rotate. Ramzik falls back, but unfortunately he's no longer in position to hit those nutty scout shots. It means we will lose one more player towards this site. Still a player on B for the T side, in fact.
Sonic. He's crouching in the smoke, and SNK gets one, so now it's up to Sonic, and he drops the bomb! A 2 versus 2, now 2v1. Hootie, all that's left, 15 seconds. He needs to pick up the pace, and Sonic's in position. Tengri force into the round and turn it on its head. Sonic just creeping through the smoke, up close and personal on that bomb. Vega Squadron can't convert, and they make their job that much harder. That is one AK grandfathered forward. At least the others are lost. That's the silver lining here for Vega, but they are still back onto pistols. That has got to hurt.
I don't even know how you screw that up. Like, that's almost impressive with how badly that went towards the end. They just, well, they don't seem to like converting these rounds. They want the toughest battle they can possibly get. Deagles and a P250. That's all they'll be given. UMPs, definitely nowhere near as overpowered as they were. The range nerf seemingly doing a lot. Well, this gun. Early damage at least. Fitch is going to bear the brunt of it. Down to just 44 HP. We're going to see connector control taken from the T side, but not really surprising in rounds like this. CTs don't want to be going over aggressive. They don't want to get into these closer range positions because it doesn't really help them. Fitch playing that bait position. He's using Ramzik to lull them into a false sense of security, and it's likely they will go pushing. Will they check the angle? They will not. However, can there be a trade? Hootie missing the shots, eventually connects onto the head. Back in a 3v3 with Sonic now on the site with a rifle, though. They're unable to sort of cross. He's doing the damage alone and picks up 2. Can't quite get the 3rd. Cassandra still available to maybe cause some magic, especially considering how far away SNK currently is. Though he will be catching up, and actually, Cassandra's managed to get himself a rifle. Things just got a little bit interesting. He's going to try and rotate. Just about gets away with it. Is he going to try and fall back and catch someone on the rotation? No, he's not. He has to run to the site. The problem is, from heaven, they'll probably be able to spot him out as he crosses. It's going to be very difficult for him to actually get anywhere near this site, and SNK has other ideas. Just goes pushing in, and he's not going to get anything done. SNK, smart decision there. Even if he went down, he would have denied the plant.
Yeah, gets aggressive with a jump, just tries to force Kashandra's hand, and that's exactly what you see. He comes off of it, so no extra cash gained here for Vega Squadron. I wonder had he just committed to the run if he would have got enough time. I think so, at least for the bomb plant. Maybe he wouldn't have pulled up that M4 in time to defend himself, but at least the cash would be found. That's not the case, though. It is just one P250 on Hootie. Bare bones minimum buy here from Vega Squadron. Full for Tengri. Should be 13-6. Unless a miracle happens, but it is Hootie with the opening headshot onto Ramzik after he finds Choppers, so that's an opening kill. Vega gonna find another. JR glocks down Fitch, and now they have two guns here. There's an M4 and an but Pachanga's already been able to trade it back with one of his own, falls towards the truck as now Sonic joins forces. Kashandra's got that bomb up close with the pistol, could deal damage. Sonic takes the head of Hootie though, and Kashandra now caught out as Pachanka takes those last two. Done and dusted is the Glock round here from Vega Squadron. Now they've got AKs.
A little bit of damage done. Not quite as bad as the position they were in on the previous map, although I do feel like this is going to be a tougher situation to come back from. A long streak needed on the map pick of Tengri. That has to be taken into consideration. This is a map they want to be playing. The other map that they like to play the most is actually Mirage, so this series, if it goes to a third, is about to get very interesting. See the T's, as said, with the rifles. Decent amount of utility as well. One man lurking in the form of Chopper over towards the B site, and the connector being held by Chandra. The rest edging around the build-up positions to this A site. Gotta remember the man sitting there is Ramzik with this AWP. He's gonna go for a boost over the smoke, so he has a little bit of vision over towards long. There's nobody there as of yet, and they've got to be careful of toilets. Suti now pushes all the way in, although Mir might be able to get a nasty surprise. Though lucky for him, maybe a push coming towards him instead.
Flash doesn't even blind him, but it's still enough here. Fitch just going to overwhelm using that So now Vega Squadron, if they decide to push forward, it's only going to be from one direction. 45 seconds as well to play with, so Hootie's going to have to double back and go try to clear out long. They've lost HP on both Chopper and JR, so the offense now weakened, but Huddy is able to grab one. That's a headshot onto Fitch. So again, the numbers switching back to the 4v4. 25 seconds. They're just going to have to try and hammer this home. There's no counter utility for Tengri, but also none for Vega. They have to just walk in dry. Pachanga's able to grab one. Hootie's going to trade it back. 15 seconds as the plant goes down, and Tengri rotate up. 3v3 on the retake, coming in from both Bank and Dumpster. Hootie falling back from long instead. He's going to play bathroom, so that's two players on Vega now pinned back there. Kashandra on the site, still causing a ruckus, but he gets traded by Sonic. JR, wary of the long flank. Unbeknownst to him, both players for Tengri on the site itself, op included. No smoke to block off bomb, but at least a kit on Sonic, who does now have the AK, and he's dropped. JR hits the headshot. Kit not yet picked up. He's going to spray, finds the first, taps it yet again, but it is Hootie from afar, and Vega Squadron with a 7th round, keeping Tengri back. But a full reinvestment, Tom. They're going to have to bank out on their coffers.
Not sure what happened in those sort of later round scenarios. It looked like Ramzik decided he would fall back into bank, abandoning his teammate on the site itself, and not sure if they just had the wrong read or thought that the T's had fallen back, but something caused them to almost start to rotate away. This round, we're going to see an aggressive Fitch. Going to be burning away and forced out of position. Actually got a player following up on him as well, Chandra with the nade. Only a UMP in hand. Same for a couple of the T's, in fact. Their buy, not particularly good either, although the CT's is somewhat worse, but they haven't fully invested. This is just an attempt to do damage. They're coming back in the next round with a much better buy than what you currently see. 3 players pushing up into the water position as well. They know there's presence from the T side and connector. Actually going to be more control over towards mid where the T's currently lie. They've been taking their time, not wanting to fall into the trap of these pistols. Because of that, Not too much really gained. All the CTs really know. So there's nobody over towards B at the moment. I think because of that, they may go for a bit of a gamble.
Ramzik's going to just try to get aggressive, and that costs him his life. The headshot connects off of the AK from Moody. So they keep going in. JR and Mir simultaneous frags, leaves only Sonic on the flank with his CZ and Kit. Shouldn't be allowed to do anything here, and it's going to be the peppering of umps that takes him down for the most part, still sitting on 40 health till JR glocks him in the dome. And Vega Squadron find 8. As expected, of course, considering the buy here from Tengri, but even now, their money's not the best, so it might be another little half buy from Tengri, a little quasi-gun round, and then Vega maybe getting to 9. However, we've seen Tengri with some upsets already, so you can never count them out. You can never count either of these teams out. I mean, Vega's coming off of that 14-4 comeback, so anything's possible.
Even with the Glocks, we saw them actually get a couple of kills in the beginning of the round. Need some time tech. I'm not sure what that means, but that does not sound good. I'm hoping that we aren't going to find out that the whole of the stadium's on fire or just something has gone terribly wrong. 3 PCs have just simultaneously been kicked out of position. Hopefully it's more just a translation issue, and by some time they mean only a short amount. Either way, I can ask you this. In this situation, okay, maybe I can't. I was going to say, do you buy? But they've answered it. They've gone for it. They've a little bit limited. UMP can be played in a few positions. They've got Ramzik on the AWP at least, which seemingly in other maps, in the first day at least, was enough. I think he dropped something like 36, 37 kills in normal time. Still went to OT as well. It's
cool to actually see them. So if you had asked me previous to the buy, I probably would have said don't. I would have said, you know, again, I had mentioned before, it's a little quasi buy, a couple guns, maybe an some nades. But based on the spawn here from Ramzik, I think that's why they actually opt to go in on this, because SNK is left armorless. So he gets the op investment for Ramzik. Ramzik buys armor of his own, and then drops a gun over, right? So the justification here is that Ramzik has a spawn for an opening monster pick. Either monster on B side or maybe just goes over towards short. If he actually lingers over towards heaven, I'll be a little upset, because this is the kind of round where you can just maybe clash versus Vega Squadron, catch them off guard, find that opening pick. We haven't seen Vega go to B all too often. They've actually been kind of just, you know, spreading themselves, taking map control, and then just focusing on sites in the later portion. But if they do have that one-man anchor, and Ramzik is fast enough on his run down there, then he could find that opening pick straight out the gates, take the 5v4, and fall back. So if he gets the pick right here and now, I completely agree with this buy. But it's based on his spawn, at least in my opinion.
Consoles apologize. Imagine there's probably no Nick sat in the background. Love our admins. He's a lovely guy though, so it's fine. And any problems that are caused, if it's no Nick's fault, then I forgive them. If it's anyone else's, then I don't, but still. T side, plenty of utility, something the CTs are lacking. No pick for Ramzik as of yet. He's going to be playing over towards the B long position. Interesting, considering a lot of the hits as of recent have been over towards A. We haven't seen too much, and I'm actually surprised by that, because the way that Vega play, I feel like it would just favor that B site more. The aggressive pushes, the trading, just seems like a B site sort of style. But last few rounds hasn't really been the case. Or looking like it's going to rotate the aggressive push out. It's from Pachanga. Can he pull back in time? No, he can't, but it doesn't matter, as Ramzik has found another in the meantime, giving a 2-man advantage. No, well, no, a 1-man advantage. 2 kills for Tengri.
Ramzik uses the information he gained, not the pick, to actually force Pachanga in there. So that's how they get that opening kill, at least playing off of that spot. But JR now drops that op. Kashandra's going to fall on his push through short. So now it's Vega 2v3, and they know a man just exited towards the water side. JR's going to win that duel versus Sonic. Mir needs to give cover here, and he catches one mid-rotation, comes back for the second, and Fitch goes down. A 3K for JR. 4th on Mir. Here comes the last man standing for Tengri, though. SNK in a 1v2. Has to reload and fall back. doesn't currently have a kit, and the flash rains up and over. Mir peeks wide, takes the frag, and Vega will find 9.
I feel like that round, the slight overface from Ramzik going for that repeat. So much risk in it, and to be honest, I feel like the risk far outweighed the rewards. They already had a man advantage. If he sits back, plays an angle, a lot less likely they get that entry. And the second they get the entry, they just go running into the site. Sonic tries his best, gets one, but he's alone on the site. And after that, just the rotational play, Mir knowing exactly where his opponents will come. Now look at this. Aggressive pushes coming out from the CT side. They want to do some damage with these pistols. They don't want money to be built up for Vega. Ramzik, doesn't matter what weapon this guy has, he's still going to do something. Hasn't been right at the top of his game as of yet. I still feel like he has another gear to kick into. But that's the same for some of the Vega players as well. It's mainly been Hootie this time. Up at the top of the board, 23 and 16. In the last, every single player ended above 20 kills in normal time.
I'm getting very scary flashbacks here, Tom. I mean, this could almost be worse because they force buy in the second round of the second half and then get their 3 rounds still. So they had that start on the second half they needed, but Tengri have fallen short 4 rounds in a row. Granted, a couple of those had been just the pistols, and they are back into the full buy. So this is their chance here and now. They've got 1 kit in play. That's on Fitch. Keep it in mind as the Molotovs rain over. Smoke grenades plume, and Hootie goes barreling through. Takes the first. SNK able to trade thanks to the headshot, but Mir is on the site, fully flashed, fully blind. Smoke goes wide, and Sonic takes that kill. So a man advantage here on the table thanks to Tengri's hold. They've got the flank coming in from short as well, but the bomb's now planted. Ramzik here to support Sonic, who's just been dropped as Kashander falls back. P2 toppled 3v2, and now Chopper brings it back to a 2-on-2. It's equalized, and they're going to tap it once. Chopper's trying to contest from short. He hits himself the headshot. SNK, though, has no kit just as of yet. He does have the flash, but he goes down. Vega with another. They close the distance round by round, and now it's 11-13. But most notably, Tom, look at the bank they have left over.
I don't think I've seen a team in a while where no matter who drops, they just seem to have synergy. Whoever it is. Those 2 players always seem to just play around together, hold angles together, work to help each other. In that last few seconds of the round, the Chopper is just basically shooting bullets. It almost seems like he knows that his opponent will know he's there, but just waits for JR to peek out. It's just so clever. It's just so sort of a minute little thing to do. And it may not have even been intentional, but the fact that he just sets him up for these little plays, and even when they're a man down, 2 men down, those 2 players seem to just maneuver in a way that allows them to get these sort of picks. Wonderful stuff. They hold on to the site once again, and Tengri, well, it's pistols once more. 11,000 onto JR. He just seems to be great at stacking up that cash. We saw it on the T side previously. Now we see a stacking connector.
B site taken by storm here for Vega Squadron. They call it right. They just stampede forward. No resistance whatsoever. Tengri just surrendering the site straight away. Now they're going to try to at least get the 1 kill versus Kashander, but he's able to spray down 1 at least. The CZ reigns supreme, takes him out. Deagle headshot onto Chopper. That's 2 guns down, and now in the hands of Tengri. So they should just fall back. Maybe they want to deal some exit damage at this point, but I would say conserve your own economy. The bomb's been ticking for quite some time. They still have 3 players short, pushing 1 over towards Monster to at least try and keep the T's honest. However, Vega going to walk away with 3 guns currently, and certainly this round.
Make it 2. SNK trying to hold them in. They're going to be quite close to the bomb. In fact, almost in poor fortune, he'll be the one to die to the bomb, and the other 2 will survive. But that was at least extra damage again, causing rebuys. JR, of course, was fine, because JR doesn't die. We are going to have a rebuy. A switch up once again. Double AWP setup. Now this needs to be the change of tide. Once again, we've had 6 rounds in a row for Vega Squadron. Deja vu is definitely in at the moment. Last time, I think they managed 10 in a row before we saw Tengri actually make it to that overtime number. And then they got one of their own again anyway. This time, aggression out into water. Kanga actually holding all the way out over towards Monster as well. But Chopper, seemingly aware that something is coming this round, is actually going to play patiently as his teammate checking the angles with the AWP. Second AWP. Actually going to be over towards long. A little bit further forward than we've seen him previously. Again, it's looking like they're going to go towards B, and this could be perfect. This position from Pachanga, but he switches away. He's missed 2 players crossing over. And this could be hugely problematic as they go running back, and now there's players waiting for them.
Sonic is going to be the only line of defense here, and he's toppled. Chopper takes 2, so Vega Squadron just obliterating the defense yet again. Ramzik trying to get back into the B site there, just rounds the corner. He's met by smoke, and immediately they're going to call the save. So Tengri know what's on the line, and they need to retreat fully. Full commit to the save. No one can go down. The money here incredibly low for 3 players. So this is an easy rebuy as long as they all survive. But Hootie's on the hunt. He's going to find him. There it is. SNK just snubbed out of the corner. So 2 players still up. But again, Vega Squadron trying to find these fights. They smell blood in the water. And they want these kills.
Will at least deny 1. Don't think they'll be going down from here on out, although position from JR, gonna see anything. Wallbang would have been nice, but not gonna be the case. Will mean a buy is in. Fitch actually has enough to drop for 2 players, and Ramzik can drop for the final. Not gonna be the double AWP in again. They do get quite unlucky. The timing there was unreal. See the AWP of Pachanga holding that angle for a good 30-40 seconds. It's almost a sort of classic CS meme where he just looks away, looks back, and they've already gone past.
No double op setup here from Tengri, just 1. They're not going very forward on their aggression here. You can see how Tengri are playing a little bit more reserved, kind of scared. I mean, you could be using that op to try and go for these fountain picks, try and cut off one avenue from Vega Squadron, because if the T side doesn't play long, then you actually get behind them as they try to take out bathroom. And if they don't go bathroom either, then they're just kind of left with this deflated B site take with only connector control. I love to see those forward positions from the CTs on overpass, and Tengri seem to be a little intimidated in terms of that push. So it's going to be on Fitch. A lot of pressure on his shoulders to hang on to the bathrooms. He will have Ramzik over towards Dicebox, but it's JR with the opening shot. Finds the angle, snubs him out in a matter of seconds. Ramzik's going to try to get aggressive here in bathroom, so nobody watching long. This allows Vega Squadron to now close the distance and get ever so close, but the bomb's been dropped. Ramzik wins the op duel, and that was crucial. He comes back for the repeat though. Kashander is nearby, decides to smoke it off and just play the pistol. Swapping back to the op, he'll find himself another. The third so close, but Kashander and Hootie are able to take 2, and that's what we're left with. A 2 versus 2 towards the A site.
Yeah. They've only got 15 seconds left to play with. They have to move quickly, otherwise the time's going to get the better of them. Mir looking to run through the smoke, finds the first, and now it's all onto Sonic, but he's well placed. Gets 1, looks for the second as well. Kashandra has no choice but to go for the plant. He's got to stick this one, and Sonic's going to come running. It will be the kill for him as well. Clutches once more, saving them in this situation. But this has to be a further conversion. They can't just win 1. If they lose the next, map point will be heading the way of Vega, and they are going to have plenty of money to purchase back up with.
Again, very similar to the game on Cash. We see Tengri get that breath of life towards the very end, once Vega Squadron have already mounted the majority of this comeback. So as you said, Tom, Tengri cannot afford to lose this. Literally cannot afford it. There's no money left over, barring Fitch's 1.1, Sonic on 700, and Vega Squadron with so much cash left over. We're going to see aggression coming in from Tengri as they put a player over towards connector. That's Fitch already tucking tail and trying to retreat back to join forces with the op of Ramzik. So now look at this. Already they've fallen towards the site. All that forward position given away here from Tengri. The T side could take so much of the map at this point. They could execute using the smokes, section players off, and then play up close on the site itself, if they so choose. But at the same time, they've got connector control and the bomb rotating back towards B. They have shifted towards the B site mid-round previously before. Looks like they're going to do it again.
A player set up in heaven. Quite easily get 3 players onto this site. Quick rotations enabled, but whether or not the players there can actually do enough. Wanting to reach that point themselves. This is their choice. Now Chopper and Co getting ready to push into the site. There's one man actually there. Over towards the barrels will be SNK using the smoke to his advantage. No Molotov's gone down yet. They're going to spray through it, but haven't actually checked the angle. Now the bomb going down. This could be perfect. SNK peeks out with 25 seconds. He denies any plant. Gets a second as well, doing so much for his team. And maybe at the final hurdle this time, it's actually going to be Vega to dwindle. Cassandra, the only one left alive, and nothing he can do. A massive round from SNK. Picks them up. 4 kills. And now they hit it once again. This time, it's 2 rounds needed from Vega to get themselves back to overtime. Maybe Tengri can breathe life into themselves right at the end of this map.
SNK all day long, just holding down those barrels. I mean, not only dropping the bomb the first time, but the second as well. And because of the smokes on the site, Vega Squadron were very just clustered to the left of the pillar. So there was nothing they could do to fight forward. SNK not only just dealing so much damage, staying alive, but also buying time for that full rotation from Tengri. So Vega Squadron now need these 2 rounds back to back, but it's SNK again. Hootie is able to just quell the threat after 1 frag. Sonic doing the same. Leaves us to the 4v2. Tengri could have just done it. We are going to map 3 unless JR can somehow pull this out of the hat. He's got the op and he's got the angle, but he's creeping around with plenty of time to play. The flank from Fitch already in position. Can he hit a shot? No, but Changa does it. Tengri does it. That is map 3 now on the table. Tom, this is exactly what we wanted.
Way, way, way too close. Well, Tengri now, they get to take things over to Mirage. Arguably their best map. The map they play the most, the map they enjoy playing. But Vega, they've let it through as well. It's going to be a very, very close series, and I don't think it's going to change once we get to Mirage. We'll be back after what I hope to be a short break, so we can get straight back into the action.